Okay, and get started in a minute here. Hello, everyone. Webinar number 2. Get my screen shared and we'll get this party started. I see some people starting to join. Share. Okay. So now everyone should see my screen with the Google Doc that Keely is going to be updating as I talk. So I'm going to talk as fast as I can to make it as hard as possible for her. So she would appreciate that. Okay. All right, it's 12:01, so we're gonna get started. So yeah, thanks everyone. Webinar number 2. We got a lot more signups for this webinar versus the first one, which tells me that you guys are finding value in them. So as long as I can help out, we're gonna keep on doing them. So yeah, we're really excited about the turnout for the second one, and I thought the first one was really good too. So pleasantly surprised. And so we're gonna keep on doing these different micro topics across SEO. I guess eventually we'll run out of ideas of things to talk about, but I don't think so, because with SEO, there's so many things we could talk about that we can go real micro, like how to write metadata or something real specific. Eventually, I'm going to bring Keely in, and she's going to do some sessions on content. And so that alone could give us several months worth. So this topic is about keyword research. But before we start, just a quick introduction for the new people on. My name is Ryan Cote. I run functionalmedicinesseo.com. We help natural healthcare practitioners with SEO, Google Ads, and website support and website builds, website redesigns. And so that is our business. I'm on the call, obviously. And then I have Keely too. She's going to be updating the Google Doc that you see in front of you. She is my account manager. If you are a client on this, you have 100% spoken to her many times. So she's going to be updating this Google Docs. So the way we do these, if you're new to this, the way we do this is it's a quick webinar. And I don't even want to call it webinars anymore. It's a workshop. Zoom forces webinar on the registration screen, but it's really a workshop because webinars, at least from my experience, they're like pitch fests. And so I am going to make an offer in the middle of this, but it's pure value. You'll see as we go along. I'm going to give you as much as I can out of this brain here. And so under 30 minutes, okay? And if we need to go past 30 minutes, we'll just make it a part 2. Because I really want to keep this, we're all busy. I want to keep this below 30 minutes as I ramble here. We're going to get to the content soon. And then Keely is going to be updating this Google Doc here. And then after this is done, she's going to send you this Google Doc, okay, as a PDF. And then she's going to send you the recording if you want to watch this again, which I know chances are you won't, but just in case you want to, or if you want to share it with someone. Okay, so, all right, I've got my notes in front of me. So if I'm like staring off in distance like a weirdo, it's because I'm looking at my notes. All right, so today's session is about keyword research. And let's go over the foundations first, because I know we probably have different degrees of how much experience everyone on this call has with SEO. SEO standing for search engine optimization. It all starts with keywords. Whether you're doing SEO or Google Ads, it's all about targeting certain keywords. So someone goes to Google, okay? Someone goes to Google and Bing and Yahoo and DuckDuckGo and all that, but primarily Google, and they're typing in a search. They're looking for something. What they're searching for in the search box of Google, that's a keyword. Okay, so the whole premise of SEO and Google Ads is what keywords can I target to get me in front of potential patients, new patients. Okay, and there's different types of keywords, which we're going to go over in a second, but I'll just give you an example. I'll come back, Keely, to the Google Doc. I have all these tabs open. Like if someone was to type in, I made the screen bigger, so hopefully you guys can see it. If try to maximize the screen on your end, but I did make it bigger. So if someone was to type in NYC, functional medicine services, that right there is the keyword. Okay, so someone's typing in NYC functional medicine services, and that's the actual keyword. So that's what we're optimizing for. If we're talking about Google Ads, it's what we're bidding on. Okay, and so this is like the first step with SEO, because we have to understand what keywords we're going to target to bring in the right traffic to our site. Okay, I probably should have started with this. Last webinar, we did one on Google My Business, and it's on our YouTube, and you can get it there, the recording. I probably should have started with this, but we're here. So, all right. So that is, and the reason why keywords are so important is because, it's, if you target the wrong keywords, it's going to affect your results. And so you need to target the right keywords. Okay. So let's talk about the different types. Oh, you know what? Silly me. I didn't think to say this. There's a Q&A. I'm screen sharing, so like the bottom bar for me is gone, but there's a Q&A section. So if you have a question, please put it in there. And then towards the end, that's when I get to those questions. I did lesson learn. The feedback I got was read the question before you answer it, so everyone knows what I'm actually answering. So hindsight is 2020. So I will read the question. Try to keep them short and sweet, so that I don't have to read like a really long question, and then we'll get to those to the end. Try to leave 10 minutes for those if we have any. All right. So going back to this, different types of keywords. There's different types of keywords you can target. There is informational keywords. And so these are people that are in like early stage, they're just looking for information. A good informational keyword could be like, why am I always tired? Or what is functional medicine? There are people that are searching for answers. It doesn't mean we don't target those. They're actually great keywords for blogs. FAQ keywords like frequently asked questions. Those are excellent for blogs. They're getting more and more popular because in the end, the search engine, their job is to answer questions. And so those keywords can be really good for blogs. And so informational keywords, early stage, meaning they might not be looking for someone like you yet because they don't even know what their options are yet. And so they're just searching for information like, why is my back hurt? Or why am I always tired? Or whatever, why do I feel sluggish? So they're informational, they're great for blogs, okay? But they are early stage. You get, sometimes you can get a blog that is just nailing it for one of these informational keywords. You're getting all this traffic, and it might not result in leads or inquiries yet because it's very early stage, but it is still important. You want to try to cover all the bases. And then there's commercial keywords. Those are people that have buying intent, okay? Give Kelly a second to catch up. They have buying intent. So the way, typically that's like, someone looking for a doctor or services. Like if I go back to this, like NYC functional medicine services or NYC functional medicine doctor, that's someone looking to actually use someone like you. And so those keywords tend to convert better, obviously, because they're someone that they've done their information, they've done their research, and they know they need someone in the natural healthcare space. And so now they're looking for someone around them. And so that's commercial intent. Sometimes symptoms can be too, like, why am I always tired? That could, there's like overlap, right? It's not like black and white here. Why am I always tired? Like I have this tab open here. Why am I always tired? I mean, that could be something that converts because they have a pain point. It's just like, it's kind of a mix of info and commercial. And so it's kind of a mix of two, because someone that's really tired, and if they come across someone in their area that can help them, there's a very good chance they might be ready to convert because they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. All right. And then there's local keywords and what's called LSIs. Okay, local keywords, that could be local keywords. It's not a separate type of keyword. This technically is a local keyword, NYC. I want to bring attention to it because it's really important. If you're if you don't have an office anymore because of COVID, like, and you're targeting nationwide, you still want to target people in your local area. But it's a local keyword is a keyword that has a geo modifier, which a geo modifier is this NYC here. It means they added like NYC or their city or their state, whatever, to the keyword that they're searching for. And so really important. And you'll find, like when I get to the screens next, show you some of the tools to use to find keywords, you'll find that some of these local keywords don't show up with a lot of search volume. Google's tools and all the tools that we have access to, they're not perfect. It's not like Google's like, here you go, here's all the search volume. I mean, they give you a little bit in Search Console, but they still hold back a lot. And so even if your keyword doesn't, like if you're a doctor or practitioner that only serves, I'm just going to keep on using NYC, New York City, you want to use that term everywhere because you only want patients in that area. So you want to give Google the signal that you only want to show up for NYC, New York City. It doesn't mean you won't show up for other areas, but it just helps your odds. And so always localize when it makes sense. And then there's something called LSIs. And that's, I'm going to show you what that is. That really just means like secondary. So you identify, I feel like I'm going into the weeds here, but this is really important. So, you know, if you have any questions down there, Ryan at Functional Medicine SEO, Keely at functionalmedicineseo.com. I feel like I'm going in the weeds. Like I have a voice in my head saying, you know, back it up, but I think this is really important. So LSIs are secondary keywords. So when you identify like the main keywords you want to go after, there's also like secondary keywords or secondary words that help you rank for that main keyword. I'm going to show you what I mean in a second. It'll make sense as I show you. So there's like the main keywords, and then there's the secondary keywords. And sometimes secondary is referred to as LSIs. It stands for something, doesn't matter, but all right. Just looking at my notes here. I think that's everything. So the different types of keywords: informational, commercial, don't forget about local, and then the LSIs, also known as secondary. Okay, Keely's got it all here. We're at 12:11, so we're going to move on to the next section here is how to find keywords. Okay, this is going to be the bulk of it. There are tools, most of them are paid, okay, but you can use them for a couple months and then just cancel, okay? And there's some free tools as well. You know, you can sign up for a Google Ads account and they give you a keyword planner tool, but it doesn't give you a whole lot of information. But let's just go over. I'll show you what we use and I'll give you some other ways to do it. All right. The tool that we use is called Ubersuggest. Okay, I think it's like, I can't remember what I pay for it, honestly, but it's like they have plans from 30 to $100 a month. Now, someone like us, obviously, we need to use it all the time, but if you're doing this on your own, just use it and then cancel. So I'm not going to go too deep into the weeds here, because maybe I'll make this a part 2 or we'll spin this off as a separate webinar. But Ubersuggest, like you type in the keywords, so I typed in functional medicine doctor, and you can see like on average, it gets 18,100. Obviously, that's not an exact number. It's just a rough estimate. So it says 18,000 times nationwide, people are searching for that keyword. And I'm looking to the right because I have a second monitor with all this stuff open. And so it gives you the search volume. It gives you the SEO difficulty. And down below, it color grades it like red, yellow, green. And it gives you the cost per click. This is for Google Ads. So we're not talking about Google Ads now, but we'll look at this because if you see a keyword that has a high cost per click in relation to others, it's usually a good sign, because if advertisers are paying a lot of money for that click, there's a reason they're paying a lot of money for that click. And so that it helps weed out the crappy keywords, and it helps highlight the keywords that people are willing to spend a lot of money on. And so that's a little hack there for looking at keywords when you have to decide between hundreds or dozens. So it gives you the keyword, and then down below, keyword ideas. If I do view all keywords, please work. Before I was testing, okay, there we go. It was like super fast. I was afraid it was going to freeze. So the root keyword we looked for was functional medicine doctor. And then you can see, you know, all these other variations. And so you have an idea of what patients might be searching for, or how you position yourself, or what you call yourself, or how people refer to you as. And let's say that is functional medicine doctor. It gives you a whole bunch of other ideas. So, you know, what is functional medicine doctor? That's an informational keyword for a blog. Doctor functional medicine, that's another way of saying it. Functional medicine NYC, functional medicine doctor Dallas. You can see some of the bigger cities are popular. People are searching for them. They have search volume. And so here in this column, this is how many searches it gets on average per month. It is 100% not an accurate number. And keep in mind, like if you get your site ranking high for, like, say, functional medicine doctor NYC at 590 searches per month, in reality, the way the search engines work, Google is going to show you for a bunch more variations of that keyword, because in reality, people search for things very differently from person to person. So functional medicine doctor in NYC, New York City, NYC first, and then functional medicine. So, you know, don't be, you know, it's much more than just this 590. And so it just gives you a whole bunch of ideas of keywords you might not have thought of. So really the idea is just to play around, keep on searching for things. Okay, this looks good, taking notes, writing down things, putting into a spreadsheet. And then, you know, that's kind of how this works. And then on this right-hand side, the SEO difficulty, This is based on Ubersuggested algorithm, okay, how competitive they think the keyword is based on various factors. And so, ideally green, sometimes yellow makes sense. Don't go against red, because red, it's going to take you just forever to rank, unless you have this site that's got massive authority, which most of us don't, so, like the WebMDs and stuff like that, they often rank for those big boy keywords because they spend millions of dollars and their site has so much authority. So it's really hard. So I would say go for green, sometimes yellow. Okay. All right. So that's the way to do it if you're just looking for keywords. Like we're just playing around and looking for keyword ideas. The second way with Ubersuggest is take a sip of my seltzer. Okay. The second way is if you have a competitor, or in this case, the IFM association, you can look and see what keywords another site's ranking for with Ubersuggest. So that might be a competitor or it might be an association, whatever you think will have relevant data. IFM happens to rank for a tremendous amount of keywords, 78,000. Okay. 78,000. Wow. And growing. And so then you go down and then there we go. And so we look at all the keywords for this domain. I just saw a question come in. Thank you, whoever put that in there. Get to that in a second. It just shows you all the keywords they rank for. So I'm not going to give the whole, it's the same exact explanation. You see what keywords they're ranking for, and then how competitive they are, what the search volume is. So it's just a different way to find keywords, doing your own research based on what ideas you have, and then looking at what competitors or associations are ranking for, and then just going through, like they rank for a lot. You can spend just days looking through all this, or you can prioritize it by, the volume, search volume, et cetera, the difficulty. Okay, so that's a second way of using Ubersuggest to find keywords. Okay, I really recommend, like, being that keywords are super important. I recommend a tool like this. Okay, even though it costs money, because you need this data. Like, even if you use Keyword Planner, they don't, for Google for free, it doesn't tell you how competitive the keywords are. And so you need to have some sort of sense as to how competitive they are. Okay. But if you don't want to pay for something, I'll give you another one that's free. It just doesn't give you the competition. Okay. So another idea. Let me make sure Achilles. Okay. Yep. You're good, Achilles. Okay. Another way is called Keyword Surfer. Okay. That's a Chrome extension. You got to be using Chrome. Just go to the Chrome store or type in like Keyword Surfer, Chrome store, and you'll find it. It's free. That's what this tool does, or extension, is you type in a keywords. I just typed in functional medicine to be real broad, and it tells you the search volume, 33,000 up here. And then it tells you the estimated cost per click if you're doing Google ads. Just again, go back to like, you want to stay away from the keywords that are like less than $1, because how good are they really? I mean, it depends, of course, but that's just a generalized statement. Okay. And then it gives you ideas on the right here. And so integrative medicine, holistic, what is functional medicine? This gives you more ideas. You could play around with that, keep on searching, and then look on the right here. But it gives you the search volume, just doesn't give you the competition level. And so it's better than nothing for sure. I like using this too versus the keyword planner, because another bonus here is you can look at the keyword, look at what they're recommending, the search volume, and then you can scroll down. You can see who's ranking. It adds all this other stuff here, the extension, which is kind of annoying, but I guess it's helpful. Number of words other on the page. That's actually pretty neat. It tells you how many words the page is that is ranking, but you can go through these and see like who's ranking. Are they, if they're like major companies, do I realistically have a chance of ranking? Okay. And so it's pretty neat. You can do it all within the Google search results page. All right, 1219. I want to wrap this up soon. Let's see, I'm just looking at my notes here. Okay, I want to show you, I got a few more things. Okay, I shouldn't have rambled in the beginning. Let's go to Search Console. Google Search Console, that is a free tool from Google. Get your site verified in there. I'm actually going to do a video just on this, that I'm thinking about it. Okay, so if this is like freaking you out, don't worry. I'm going to do a video on it. I just decided now, because we can just go spend definitely 30 minutes on this. But basically you get your site verified in Search Console, and then it gives you all this data. Okay, and one of these data points is performance. So if you go to performance and then you go to queries, these are keywords that Google is showing that you already rank for. Okay, so you verify your site, gives it a few weeks. Once you have traffic, it'll start showing you keywords that you're ranking for. Okay, and so the reason you would use this is you want to look for keywords that have a lot of impressions, meaning that you're showing up a lot, but you're not getting a lot of traffic. And you might not be getting a lot of traffic because you're not ranking high enough, or your title tag and meta description are bad, and you're just not getting the click because people are like, no. And so this is a neat little kind of hack too. Like, for example, I mean, these are big keywords like GI issues, gut problems, digestive issues, but you can see they're ranking a lot of impressions, just not getting a lot of clicks. And so these might be good keywords. I mean, I don't know if these, I'm just talking out loud. These are pretty broad, big keywords, but I just want to hit the point home that you look for keywords that have a lot of impressions and not a lot of clicks. You can see sluggish liver, they're killing it. And then GI issues, you can see it's a big difference. Same amount of impressions, but significantly less clicks. And so the GI issues, if it's important to you, that might be a good keyword to target. In reality, you'd probably take that keyword, put it into Ubersuggest, see what other variations come up, et cetera, et cetera. But it's a good starting point. It gives you a starting point because Google's already showing your site for it. It's just you're not getting a lot of action, a lot of clicks. All right. The last, I want to show you the LSIs. So LSIs are secondary keywords that that support the main keyword. Okay, so let's say your main keyword was NYC functional medicine services. That's a keyword that you're going to go after for whatever page on your site. You type in the search keyword, scroll down to the bottom, all the way to the bottom, and here you go, related searches. You see the bolded keywords? Those are potential secondary keywords. Google's saying, hey, you're searching for this. Have you thought about searching for this? And then they bold certain keywords, kind of a hint, okay? And so not all of them are relevant, but when you're optimizing your page for NYC functional medicine services, you might want to consider New York City, maybe best, doctor, maybe insurance near me. If you target these areas, Brooklyn, Staten Island, integrative. And so you include those words in the body of the content to help you rank for the main keyword, which is NYC functional medicine services. Okay, those are the main ways to find the keywords. We got 2 questions now, so I want to get to those soon. But one last part I wanted to talk about, guys, is I kind of already danced around this, but actually I did, but I'll just do a little quick recap. What to look for in a keyword. Let's go back to Keely's document. Okay. What to look for in a keyword. I've talked about this already, but search volume, how popular is the keyword? You don't always have to go for the biggest keyword because sometimes it could take years to rank for the keyword, but you want to have, you want to look for keywords that have some search volume. Just keep in mind, sometimes those local keywords are getting searched for, but Google doesn't show it because, maybe it's only like 10 a month or something like that, or they just don't have the full database. But you do want to have a sense as to how much volume the keywords are getting searched for. Is it relevant to my practice? Obviously, right? But it's important. Is it relevant? How competitive is it? And that's where Ubersuggest comes in, like yellow, green, red. It's like there's no other way to really, you can eyeball the results page and just be like, there's no way I'm going to compete. But really, I prefer just to have something tell me like yellow, red, or green. And then the cost per click. We talked about that. Ubersuggest, I think it's up top. Well, I showed it to you, and you can filter here too by like only show me the keywords that have a high cost per click. But generally speaking, if someone's spending a lot in advertising for that keyword, it means something. It means that there's value in it. Okay. Okay. I want to get to the questions, but I mentioned an offer. It's going to be honestly 30 seconds. If you need help with doing the keyword research, we put together a package where we'll help you do keyword research for 5 pages on your site. Okay, for $297. So we'll do the keyword research. We'll come up with a Google Doc. We'll help you pick out the 5 pages, and then we'll prepare a Google Doc. Page 1, Here's the keywords, the secondary keywords. Here's the title tag we recommend. Here's the meta description we recommend. And then you could just copy and paste and update your site. $297 for 5 pages. And that link is somewhere on this page, functionalmedicinesseo.com/keywords. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. What do you do with these keywords once you have them? Well, that's where on-page optimization comes in, and that will be another webinar. Okay. Questions? Let me see here. Can you explain SEO someone asked, can you explain SEO difficulty? So basically these tools look at like how many backlinks a domain has, how many words are on the site, what the domain authority of a website is. So they factor in all these things. And then they say, okay, we think this keyword is going to be this difficult based on the top 10 of Google and what their metrics are. Okay. That's a general way of how they calculate that. Okay, so answer that. Oh, wait, no, done. Okay. How often, at the very least, should I be posting on my blog to give Google a positive signal? The least we do, I'll answer from what we do, is 2 per month. We have some clients that do 4 per month. We've got some that do 20 pieces of content a month. It's not just blogs, though. It's other stuff like local pages, area served pages. But I would say 2 per month. Now, if you only have enough time to do 1 per month, go for it because it's better than nothing. Just make sure that 1 is really good. Another question, like hashtags, should I be including some basic keywords that pertain to me? For example, DFW, functional medicine nutritionist, in all of my blogs, or should I stick to relevant to those blogs only? Good question. Yeah, when you're writing general blogs, we still like to make them localized, like talking about, you can answer the question, like say sluggish liver, then you can end with like a closing statement, like we help our patients in the DFW area with sluggish liver condition or whatever. Please contact our practice here. And so there's ways to like weave in the local keywords if you only serve a local area, because it does you no good if that blog's ranking in like California if you only serve DFW. I mean, there's some benefits. That'd be another webinar, but really you want to localize the content as much as possible. Because also it gives you, because remember, Google's scanning your whole site. And so they're going to come across all these keywords, all the content, and they paint a picture as to what they think your site is relevant about. And so that those keywords do help. All right, one last question, and then we're going to wrap it up right in time. Look at that. How many keywords can you put on your website? If you were giving us 5 pages, can we use all of them? Generally, you want to take these keywords, and we're going to cover this in the on-page webinar, but you want to have usually per page, you're targeting 1 or 2 keywords. After that, it starts to cannibalize itself. Okay, so 1, maybe 2 keywords per page, and then the supporting secondary keywords that support those 1 or 2 keywords. That's best practice because generally you have distinct pages on your site that are about different things. So it wouldn't make sense to like cross optimize for different keywords for the same pages. You have like these distinct pages. And so this page is about this, here's the keyword. This page is about that, here's the keyword. And then you have the secondary keywords that support it. All right, 12:29. Going to give you guys a minute back. Oh, wait, we got one last question just came in. How often should the keywords repeat itself in a blog post? Don't worry about, like we do the keyword in the title tag and the meta description, and then usually in the first 100 words of the blog post, and then sprinkle in the secondary keywords. Don't worry about keyword density. Google is much smarter now. The keywords need to be relevant, need to be on the page, a few times, and then have the secondary keywords, but don't like stuff it in and go crazy. Don't worry about that. Just focus on the content being good and answering the question. All right, everyone. Well, this was it. Webinar 2 in the books. You're going to get the recording. You're going to get the Google Doc, and then we'll let you know when webinar 3 is coming out. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great weekend. All right. Bye.